Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Hair Game with Donatello show. I'm your host, Donatello, of course. Today, I got a special guest by the name of Micheline Barber. She is the artistic director for the Impulse Summit for 2022. And there she is. How you doing, Micheline? Welcome to the
I'm
show.
doing good. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Getting it together.
Good.
So, Micheline, tell us a little bit about you right off the bat. Let's just jump right out there in the water.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me on this evening for the hair game. So excited about this when you actually called me through the backdrop talking about this. So I am the artistic director and the founder of Mpulse Summit, which is out of Columbia, South Carolina. A lot of people ask why, South Carolina, because that's where I'm from. And so
Yeah.
this is our fourth year in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm originally from Hartsville. And so I live and reside in Tampa, Florida at the moment. And so everything that we do is centered around a faith-based summit, which is out of South Carolina. And again, you and I met in Dudley days. So, I've been doing this 31 plus years. I don't want to tell my age, but we've been in the
Making me feel
game. We've been
old.
in the hair game for a minute. Okay, we've been in the hair game for a minute. So I'm super duper excited about this evening again. Every Thursday we go live, but I was just happy, that you asked me to get on your podcast this evening so we can discuss about the actual hair game and the industry and how it's going.
Right. So, how are you feeling about the hair game right now? The way it's going these days.
Well, the hair game has changed a lot. I'm gonna say that one of the things, we came from a base of education where we believed in hair shows and we believed in going and sitting in classes. One of the things I can say is that the newer generation is very creative with styling and all of the extensions, commercial hair, the whole nine. So the game has kind of switched up a little bit on us. I can say we are veterans in a lot of this world of hair. So we've
Right.
seen the changes and the transition of the now of stylists.
What do you? How do you feel about the? Remember the old school curling irons?
Oh yes, Marcel's.
Yes, the Marcells.
Yes,
Remember
definitely.
those?
It's very few people who still know how to use the Marcel. I still know how to use it, right? That's when you can, the stove. You had to make sure you don't did it just right, and you
Yeah.
definitely had to make sure you shook it around right. You had to cool it off. I don't know what that was about, but it's called learned behavior because I always watch my mom do it. Put it on her nose. Maybe I
Oh,
don't know what that was about, but I end up doing it. So
right.
we end up having learned behavior from our generations of hairstylists before us. So yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I cannot say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, as far as the Impulse Summit, I'm gonna get back on track a little bit now.
Okay.
So, what do you have? Tell us about what you have going on. What's your favorite part? What's going to be your favorite part about the
It's so
Impulse
many elements to Impulse Summit. So it is in September. It's September the 10th through the 12th, and it's in Columbia at the convention center off of Bush River Road at the DoubleTree. So it's so many elements of it. It's 3 days. Let me say that. A lot of times people say, 1 day, 2 day. No, this is a 3-day affair, and it starts on Saturday, and that is a all white event. And that's
Really?
an all white with a hint of blue. And we actually have AT&T, which is one of our sponsors this year.
Okay.
So it's an all white ice party, and that is going to go in with our major players in our grooming for Impulse Summit, our key influencers for that. That's going to be there. We have some more little elements. Of course, we have food, fun. That's our mixer where people get a chance to come in and meet our elite educators. So we just don't call our educators educators. We call them elite because
Right.
they are bringing in so many different things. After that, we wake up that morning and we have something called Power Breakfast, which is Sunday morning. Power
Okay.
Breakfast is 6 o'clock, and it's the breakfast of champions. And when we was at Dudley, it's team no sleep for us, and we still keep
Right.
that same element going, the team no sleep. So we start off with that early morning power breakfast, and then after that we go into our church service again. I always tell people this is a faith-based summit, so everything is based upon the faith that we have. So we have our pastors that's going to be there to praying over the building. We actually making sure that that entire weekend is making sure that everyone knows our assignment from God. And then we
Right.
go into classes all day. We have over 48 elite educators 60 classes. Over
Wow.
60 plus classes, and that's cutting, color, natural hair, barbering, eyelashes, eyebrows,
Mhm.
body contouring, waxing. We kind of nails. We got it covered throughout now. Now, I know you don't know this, but we also have a cream and green event. And that's a gala where people dress up. I seen your opening. I seen how you bring it. So that's when you would have to bring your best cream and green for that Sunday evening for
Uh-huh.
that affair. So that's a whole banquet, affair that we go back into the industry and
Okay.
look at the who's been doing things. So the all white, the cream and green, the power breakfast. Then we have, the church service, and then we wake up the next morning for another power breakfast as well as classes all day. So again, it's a mouthful, but I'm gonna tell you right now, 3 days of impact. That's this period. 3 days of nothing but education, fun, family, faith, you
Mhm.
name it. That's what we're gonna be bringing to Mpulse Summit.
So I'm excited to know what educators are going to be there. That's probably going to be like the big draw, I guess. People coming to go to school and learn something.
Oh yeah, we have educators coming from north, south, east, and west. We have them come from
Okay.
Boston, California, Dallas, Texas, some from the South Carolina area. So we have from South Carolina Miss Chelsea Henry that's going to be there.
Mhm.
We also have Miss Chloe Dixon that's going to be there. We have business individuals that's Mr. Michael Cole as well as Mr. Lee Oliver. So
Okay.
we have Joy Williams. You name it again. 48 elite educators that's going to
Right.
be there across the building. Yeah, so
Right.
you see this lineup. Yeah, this lineup is dope right here. Okay, we got
Right.
some of the dopest in the hair game. As you said, the hair game,
Right.
we got
Right.
one locked, and they're
So
going
you
to be in the South Carolina area.
got some big dogs. You got some big
Oh
dogs
yeah,
coming
you
into you.
got some heavy hitters now. One thing about it, we don't play no games whatsoever. I don't even play the radio. It's quiet in my house at all times.
Come on. Come on. So, so is that do you have any like raffles or anything going off or something like
Well,
that?
we don't
I've
have
heard
raffles,
that.
but what we do, we go live every Thursday at 9 p.m. right here on Facebook. So I'm just giving them a little skip, but we actually go live every Thursday with some of our lead educators. Tomorrow, we're doing the taste of the industry, what the industry, the tea of the industry tomorrow at 9. So we're asking people to tune in for that. It's going to be really talking about the question that you just asked me. What is the temperature of the industry? Like, what I'm saying, temperature check, what things we need to change
Mhm.
education wise, what we need to bring to this whole forefront of education. So when we
Right.
look at it, the game has changed
Mhm.
tremendously
Right.
with this. And so now we are trying to see how can we bring back, and this year's theme is called Breathe and Breathe 22. And so that is
Okay.
going to be something that we're going to be bringing. So yes, when we come to doing different, I want to say giveaways, wherever the Lord leads us to, and He asks us to give, we would do that. Or we would come in and we'll do a like share. You got to like it with 3 people and share it for us to really do it. But most of the time, we have I have about 6 key holders more with Impulse Summit. And we are, again, a spiritual group of individuals that come together and wherever God leads us to really bless people, that's what we do every year, sometimes twice a month.
Right. So okay, the event that you're having tomorrow, right? Where can people go to find out about that?
Yes, they can go strictly to my Facebook page, and
Uh-huh.
that's Micheline Barber, and that's going to be on Facebook. So we're going to be going live streaming like this onto that page. So if they want to join us, they can come in. Make sure they follow us, and they can follow us on our Instagram, which is Mpulse Summit. There you will find and see all of our elite educators. You'll see, who's going to be there. We go live with them. We have all kind of little tutorials about what they're doing with their hair or man weaving or nails or eyelashes. So you'll be able to see a lot of what they do. We're not a type of company that just talk about it, we be about it. So we
Okay.
believe in bringing that.
And the big show is September the 10th through September 12th in
That's it,
Columbia,
September
South
through the 12th, exactly.
Well, I
One of
guess.
the things that we've added this year is something called Afterpay. And
Mhm.
so I think a lot of people are familiar with Afterpay, where you pay and they take it out. So we have no excuses when it comes to, if you want to receive education, we got it for you.
Okay. Okay. So, do you guys have any discounts on hotels and stuff?
Yes, the hotel link actually is the 129 a night when you go through Mpulse Summit. Now
Oh,
that is including your breakfast, and I don't know whether I told you, Dantella, but we feed you at the Cream and Green, we feed you at the all white party. You get breakfast when you stay with us. We got snacks, we got the DoubleTree cookies. So the whole weekend we actually make sure that we feed you. So we have a agency, a company coming out of Atlanta, Georgia called Eats
mhm.
360 that they have been really instrumental in our success every year. We're coming down. It's a family reunion. We always tell
Okay.
people come in and have a seat at the table. So these
Mm.
individuals come in and they definitely do it. So, Facebook, Micheline Barber, tune in tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you are on Instagram, that is Mpulse Summit. And start following us and sharing this, because then you'll see a lot more people will be able to win once they do that.
Okay. So are you a lot of shows have competitions. Are you having a comp?
I'm not really into the competition thing. I'm into presentations. And I'm glad
Okay.
you said that, because at the event that's on Saturday, that is
Mhm.
going to be presented by our groomers of Mpulse Summit, some of our influencers. So I'm very excited about this young lady and gentleman that's going to be there.
Mhm.
You asked about groomers and barbers. They are the ones that's going to be doing that. Again, AT&T is our proud sponsor. So we're going to be having a really great time, and we have some different elements that we're going to be bringing that evening too that we really can't talk about
Right.
again. And then Sunday we have the Cream and Green as well, so that's going to be another form of entertainment from Deshaun, which is out of South Carolina. We have a young lady that's going to be there as well, and she's out of the Chicago, Janelle Seeley. And then we also have a gentleman named Jerome Dumonte that's out of Atlanta, Georgia. That's going to be our presenters for that Sunday evening's event.
Okay. So we're not going to call this a show. We're going to
No, it's
call
not.
yeah, right. This is a
Right.
summit. This is
Exactly.
a summit. And I really dig that. That's getting right down to the meat of it all with the hair game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
Hmm.
it's education. Is get your game up. Get
That's
your
it.
game up. I really like that. I got a couple more questions. Let's go back in the day.
Okay.
What got you in the whole hair game? What started you
Hmm.
off?
Well, let me say this. My mom is a hairstylist,
Okay.
and that was something that I did not want to do. I ain't gonna I'm gonna tell you that right now. I didn't want to do
Right.
it because the fact that she was always in the salon, she was always busy and shampooing and just late. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want no parts of that. And so
Right.
as it went, I actually started seeing, because I have my degree in fashion merchandising. So, when it comes to the styling aspect, I was over the whole mall in South Carolina, Florence Mall. And so my mom was like, I want you to go to school for hair. And I'm like, really? It's a way to get out of a small town. So, why not? So I ended up going to Dudley and fell in love with it because she wanted me to go to the best of the best. And so when I went there, I seen how the element of fashion and hair go together. And so
Mhm.
that's how I started getting into the hair game and just loving it. And just, I love people. So it's a way for me to express things through hair, through conversation, communication, and being able to see how we can change people. You change lives through hair. And people don't
Mhm.
realize that it's not just about the hair. It's about changing lives and being able to communicate with them. Like somebody sitting in your chair and telling you, hey, I'm having a hard time, or I'm going through this. You are that person that they trust. And
Okay.
so it was a whole trust thing for me. It was a whole family thing. It was a whole, collaboration of the fashion, the faith, and just the benefit of knowing that you can change somebody's life by changing their hair.
Dudley's gave you all of that anyway. It was so great to be there.
Yes,
It
Mr.
wasn't just
Dudley, I'm gonna tell you, that is one of my biggest mentors. Him and his wife, they have been so instrumental, along with my mom, like I said, that's a hairstylist, in molding me. And a young lady named Betty Clausen out of Chicago, which was my director at the moment. So it was a lot of people who really placed gems in my life. But it took them to see the diamond
uh-huh.
that I was in the rough, and dust me off and just change my life. So I'm appreciative of all that every
Okay.
time that I'm around them.
Okay. So
Because I used to fight. I ain't gonna lie to you.
you, I
Oh
did
yeah, I
too.
ain't saying no
I
thing.
pretty much got the same story as you. I thought I was going to be a football player. I was going to the NFL, and
Yes.
my mom was like, "Nah, bro, let's go learn how to do hair." Next thing
Right.
I know, 33 years later, I'm still doing it.
Exactly. It's a blessing.
It is. It really is. Um, what what shows have helped you on your journey? Is there any shows, any summits, conventions, whatever helped you on your journey to get where you are now?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna tell you, I am a geek when it comes to education.
Okay.
So I grew up, of course, the Dudley shows. We always had those once a month, and
Hmm.
every Sunday, they did presentations. So that was one of, I would call, a show. And then with them having that, always going to Browner Brothers, which I'll be there at the end of August. I have two classes, one on Saturday and one on Sunday.
Okay.
That is another one, the Chicago IBS show, the premiere show. So it's a lot of shows that have really, and even more intimate settings of
Hmm.
shows that I've gone to across the country, both nationally and international, that has really formed me into changing who I am.
Okay. Is there anything you could tell somebody that's just coming up, this that want to be a Micheline Barber? You know.
Be consistent.
Okay.
Be consistent. I always tell people, if you change in the middle of the game, then you start over. But if you're
Okay.
consistent, even when it hurts, you will see results. It's almost like going to the gym. I may go to the gym one day, hurt myself. I'm like, I'm not going back. But then I
Uh-huh.
got to start back over. But if I was to go and do less reps, low and slow, right? It's like
Mhm.
color, low and slow, you will get there. So the consistency of anything, to me, I would say low and slow.
Okay.
Take the low road and then you take the high road, which means, learn to go under somebody, learn to the game underneath someone first before you jump into the fire. And everybody's like, I want to have my own, I want to have my own. But the thing is, you got to learn to be seasoned first.
Okay.
Once you are seasoned, then you're able to be cooked just right. So you ever see something that don't have enough seasoning? I'm like, put that back in, mix up a little bit more. But if you was to take that time out at the beginning to say, let me be humble enough to work under Dontello, or let me be humble enough to work under Micheline, or whomever
Mhm.
is watching this, be consistent even when someone is saying something about you, even when someone is dogging you out, even when someone is saying anything about you.
Mhm.
It's because they see something in you. And the biggest thing you want to do is be consistent with everything you do. And don't look at, there's, Donatella is doing hair over here. Micheline is over here. But look, what time is it there where you are now?
7 o'clock, 7:30.
7 o'clock. And guess what? It's 9:22 over here. So when you
Right.
look at that, we're in two different time zones, right? So we're
Right.
doing things two different ways differently, but we stay consistent with what we're doing. And once
Exactly.
somebody see that you're going to be there,
Mhm.
even when you don't have a guest, I always tell people, speak it into existence, that someone is going to sit in your chair, that I'm
Mhm.
going to be able to go to this hair show, that I'm going to be able to afford this car, if you stay consistent with your mind. But if you talk negative, that's one thing I don't like. I don't like for anybody to talk negative around me. I can't stand it, because it's a transfer of energy. When somebody say what they can't do, I can't afford to do this, then you already telling me that that is something that's going to jump on me. But if you stay consistent with your thoughts,
Mhm.
your ideas, your plans, just like you said with the hair game, you're just like, look, I'm getting into this podcast. It takes
Mhm.
somebody to believe in, whether I'm your first guest, your middle guest, or your last guest, for somebody
Yeah.
to believe and say, you know what, I do want to tune in, because somebody has to believe in a vision. And when, it's even in the Bible, if you don't have
Mhm.
vision, you shall what? Perish. And a lot of people are not being consistent with their vision, and they shall perish. All we asking that in this industry, in the hair game, if
Mhm.
you are new, old, starting back over, gave up, close your salon, open up a new one, 2 chair, 1 chair, 20, stay consistent. And when
Preach,
people
Lord.
come work and see you, then they want to be like you. That's just period. They're like, you know what? She's here first and late last. That's it.
Mhm.
So beat them
You
in,
always
leave them late. Yeah, beat them
so
in, leave them
awesome.
late. That's what I say.
What's up? So, is there anything else you want us to know about Impulse Summit before we get on out of here?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this Impulse Summit again. We have true key holders. A young lady named Tamika Frenchie, which is my show coordinator. Lee he was there from the birth of the seed of it. You have Nikki Hanna, D Clay, Rhonda Cole. We have some power of connections. It's about, I think,
Uh,
about 14 of them that's putting this to life and breathing into it. Nikki Hanna, which is our financials that handles all of our financials. So we have Chris Bond that does all of our graphics and designs. We have a team of key holders, and when I say that, these individuals hold a instrument in the success of Mpulse Summit. And when you get people that's around you that believe in you, that trust you, that have faith in you, I go hard in the paint for them. You know what I'm saying? And nobody gonna look. Me and my sister may argue, but what you're not gonna do, you're not gonna say nothing about my sister. You're not gonna, you're not gonna play with these power couples, these power people. Not gonna play with my influencers because I fight about them. I told you I used to fight, and there's nothing. I will pick these and dust them off again when it comes to my family. But Mpulse Summit again is a faith-based summit, and everything we do, we wait on God, and He delivers right on time. And so as we're going through these, I've been doing a 40 days, 40 nights, and I'm actually over my 40 days, so I'm going to continue doing it because I'm now seeing more clarity from God and more understanding about what this assignment that He has me on. Now I tell everybody to join forces with us because this train is going places, and it will be one of the largest summits that anyone have ever seen. Y'all mark this day. It will be.
So I just heard something. I heard you say my 40 days and my 40 nights. What do you mean by that?
So we all know that it's a sacrifice of 40 days and 40 nights in order to achieve something. So I had to give up something that I like and love. And when you do that, it keeps you more focused because you have that urge to go back. And you're like, what, I can just, drink a little wine, or I can just, no. But when you take it out of your whole thought pattern, then God downloads into you a different way. So it's just a sacrifice thing because I'm coming to Him and asking Him to pray over every elite educator, to pray over everybody that's involved in it, to pray over every chair, every table, every door, for that everyone will come there to receive something with high expectations. And when I say that, I want people to expect the best. I want you to say, God, this is what I want for my business. I'm struggling financially. So now I can go to Mr. Lee, or I can go to Mr. Michael Cole. I can go to, someone to help me financially. I'm struggling in my hair cutting, and I can go to Corey or Freddie J. I'm struggling in my hair color. I can go to Keo. I can go to, Brandy. I'm struggling. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, if you got a problem, Mpulse Summit has the solution because we've already came to God with with all of our expectations of Him. So, we say think big, and every time I think small, God said no, it's not big enough. And I don't sleep at night because I think big. You know what I'm saying? It shakes me out my sleep. And I always tell people I'm up 2:00, 4:00 in the morning. 4:14, I'm waking up. It's something about them fours, and I wake up because God is saying, you have to listen to me at this time. And I'm like, right now, God, I need some sleep. He's like, no, I need you to hear what I have to say. So again,
see, I thought I was crazy. I thought I was crazy because 2:00 I'm up every morning.
That's it. So it's really 4:00 my time. So check that out, right?
Right.
So it's something about that. But we actually have elite educators coming from Jacksonville, people who I've seen in a short period of time. But I'm a spirit person. Talent can be taught. I'm gonna tell you that right now. People can learn how to cut, they can learn how to color, but I can't teach you how to treat people. I can't teach you how to, be respectful and to be humble and to be hungry. That's it. That's it. So Mr. Dudley has always taught us that I can teach you how to cut, color, curl with the Marcel, but I can't teach you how to treat people. And so Mpulse Summit is that summit that takes those individuals that's hungry, that's consistent, and that's passionate, and we put them on that stage, and we give them a platform where most people would not have given them an opportunity, a chance. We believe in them more than anything.
Okay. Well, Micheline, I'm not going to keep you on here. I know it's late out there where you at. And
it's all good. You got me excited now.
I see you. But man, I learned some things. You just taught me some stuff.
Yeah, so really hopefully you'll come on and join us. Yeah, hopefully you'll join us in September. You and tell a couple of people, because what area are you in?
I'm in Denver. I'm in the mountain.
Okay, in Denver. So tell a couple. I'm gonna see you there. And this podcast is gonna keep blowing up. I know you asked me about a couple more people to bring on on your podcast. I have some more people that I want to really be a part of your podcast because it's such a positive platform, and I definitely want to be a true key holder in your vision and in your goal.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yes.
You're all right. Hey, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. And Micheline, thank you for coming. And I hope we can have a part 2, 3, and 4 to this interview. I hope I get to see you again.
Yes.
And I'm going to sign out of here. The Hair Game, Donatello. Peace.